Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at EGYPES 2025 in Cairo. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me in the studio today, Loïc Jaegert-Huber, Regional Manager for North Africa at ENGIE. Thank you, Loïc, so much for being with us in the studio today.
Thank you. Hello.
Could you tell us about your thoughts on the pace of progress for the global energy transition? And where do you see the opportunities and the challenges?
So first of all, it's a pleasure to be here at EGYPES. We are ENGIE, a world leader in energy transition, with the objective to become the best energy transition utility by 2030, to be net zero carbon by 2045 on all the scopes for us and all our customers. So we invest a lot, of course, in renewables, in power networks, networks both molecules and electrons. We believe in the combination of these two vectors. Of course, with the gas, more and more greener and greener. And we are also involved in desalination, in global energy management, and in local energy infrastructures like district heating, like cooling district networks. And Egypt, of course, is a key market for us, especially in renewables, wind power, but also in desalination, powered by 100% renewables. So we are, of course, participating to state tenders, both for desalination and renewables in an open book approach, but also in private tenders. For example, the SC zone, Suez Canal zone, with some desalination projects for industrial use and hydrogen use for these companies or for exporting this hydrogen.
Right. And then just to get back on, as a global leader in the energy transition, do you think it's progressing at pace, or there are more things that need to be done? And what are the kind of challenges that you foresee?
So here in Egypt, we see an evolution. It was very focused on LNG 10 years ago. Now they have some issues with the exploration phases, with a lack of and some problems with leakage, with infrastructures in terms of gas. So we see an evolution to evolve more and more into the energy transition and into renewables with big programs. And we triple our ambition. We have 1 gigawatt in construction and operations. We have a pipeline of 3 gigawatts. 1 gigawatt is a supply for 1 million inhabitants on a yearly basis. So it's huge. Of course, there is a potential of development with some mechanisms. We are, of course, in connection with all the ministries involved. There is now a clear regulatory framework. Of course, we still need to work on the financial mechanisms, sovereign guarantees, some mechanisms with international lenders. For example, the MIGA mechanism will protect about the bankability of the project, about volatility in terms of financing, and also protecting export, import of technologies. And that's very important also to make it easier.
Within that framework, and you earlier also spoke about how ENGIE is growing within this territory. But how important is the role of public-private partnerships, and how do you see, how is ENGIE leveraging that?
You see, the country has a strategy, a vision, but they cannot be the only partner to do so. So that's why private and public partnerships are very important. With local partners, we are partnering with Orascom for renewables, with Hassan Alam on desalination, and this exchange based on an open book approach is very important, because you can be very competitive in this approach, using some benchmarks, of course, of the current projects in Egypt, but also on other projects in North Africa or even in AMEA. But this exchange is very important. Of course, the governance is also very important. You have a lot of ministries here, the housing minister, the renewable, oil and gas, so many stakeholders. But we see that it's improving a lot year after year with this ambition to decarbonize, especially the industrial sector, the steel sector, the aluminium sector, because also in reaction to CBAM process and carbon mechanism, carbon tax border mechanism. So it's very important to be a pioneer in this field, and Egypt is really a hub between North Africa, between AMEA, and between Africa as well, and export to Europe as well.
And finally, we are here at EGYPES 2025 in Cairo. What are your key takeaways from this event?
So we are very happy to be there, to see that there is an evolution in the topics, more and more energy transition topics. We are here to convince our peers to accelerate, to fight climate change. Of course, we need to consider that it's a just transition, a fair transition, especially for the population, but also for the corporate world. But we see that, of course, gas is a transition energy. This gas can become greener and greener. You have already some technologies used in the gas and oil sector, oil and gas sector. You have mature technologies. You have research and innovation in terms of carbon capture, for example, in terms of storage, in terms of transportation. So it's a big challenge to move very fast into renewable technologies, using the skills, using the technologies used in the old world.
Absolutely, and we look forward to that transition, as you said, and to the development and growth of the industry as such here in Egypt and beyond.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Loïc, thank you for your excellent insights. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on social media. I'll be back with more studio interviews from EGYPES 2025 in Cairo. Stay tuned.